This is Good Day Weekend.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day Weekend. It's Saturday, April 19th. I'm Michelle Ross in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live on the Fox Local app. New surveillance video this morning of the person the NYPD says repeatedly stabbed a 21-year-old man on the subway in the Bronx. It happened at around 7 a.m. yesterday on a southbound 5 train at East 219th Street in Williamsbridge. Police say the attack was unprovoked. They're still looking for the suspect. The victim is in stable condition. A judge refusing to delay the start of Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial. Combs was in court on Friday. This is from his appearance earlier in the week. Combs' defense team wanted to push back the start of the trial by 2 months because of the new sex trafficking charges added to his indictment. But the judge refused their request. Diddy's trial is set to begin on May 5th, and he has denied all allegations. Checking your forecast, today is going to feel like summer. Temps reach the 80s. Tonight, there is a threat of a shower. Tomorrow, another great day with lots of sun. There's a renewed push to get panic buttons installed in all bodegas, the demand coming from the United Bodegas of America after a deadly stabbing in Inwood earlier this week. Fox 5's Richard Giacobis has the latest.
It's becoming an all-too-common occurrence, deadly brawls taking place inside bodegas. Surveillance video from Amir Deli in Inwood this week shows 2 bodega workers cowering in a corner as a deadly knife fight starts in the deli before spilling out onto the street.
Guys, we are begging you to help us. New York City residents are begging you for help.
This latest scare has prompted the United Bodegas of America to call for panic buttons to be installed in bodegas across the 5 boroughs. UBA spokesman Fernando Mateo says panic buttons would lead to faster response times from police.
We don't need promises. We need the NYPD to do something. You have 2 young men that died in the last 48 hours inside 2 bodegas, one in Manhattan and one in the Bronx. That's unacceptable.
The deadly stabbing at this deli on 212th Street in Inwood comes just hours after a 20-year-old man was gunned down inside a store in Williamsbridge. Cops say there was another deadly shooting in the Belmont section of the Bronx a day later. Mateo says 50 of these panic buttons have been installed in some city bodegas, and so far they've made a difference.
We've seen results. 50 is a drop in the bucket. But those 50 that have the panic buttons are in critical needed hotspots of the city.
Neither Amir Deli here in Inwood nor the other 2 Bronx bodegas where those deadly shootings took place this week were equipped with panic buttons. Meanwhile, advocates for United Bodegas of America say they want the NYPD to install real-time monitoring to help officers with faster response times and ultimately save a life. In Inwood, Richard Giacobis, Fox 5 News.
The New York Blood Center issuing an urgent call for donors. They say the current supply of O negative, which is the universal blood type, has dropped to a critically low 2-day level, and overall connections are nearly 20% below hospital demand. They're also in need of O positive donors because it's the most common blood type. To Long Island now, where the importance of companionship is on display. Paws of War is giving young adults on the spectrum the opportunity to care for and spend time with dogs. As Jody Goldberg explains, these pets provide much more than companionship.
I'm doing great with the dog. You're doing a really great job.
Michael Estacchio is proof the old saying is true.
Very good, Mike.
A dog is, in fact, a man's best friend.
I pet them and socialize with them.
You can find the 26-year-old here at Paws of War in Wisconsin on Wednesday mornings. It's where he and other young adults from the Winter Center for Autism take part in a program through Paws of War known as Spectrum Paws.
We get dogs that are coming from local shelters, overseas for our active military members that we're rescuing, to horrific puppy mills.
The nonprofit rescues dogs and cats, and young adults like Michael are taught how to care for them before they're placed with veterans and first responders.
These young adults learn everything from how to groom a dog, how to walk a dog, how to socialize a dog, and so many other things.
The Spectrum Paws program runs about a year, and while everyone is, of course, welcome back here at any time, the goal is to learn the skills and then move on to employment or other volunteer opportunities.
When they leave here, they have a tremendous amount of experience now.
Olivia Chen started with the program last year.
Seeing animals happy and changing their lives makes me happy.
Hi, Mia. And now she has a job here, working as a kennel technician.
The best thing that's ever happened to me.
Up to 85% of adults with autism are unemployed. Paws of War hopes to change that statistic.
We have dogs that come in that are frightened, that trust nobody. And she will go in the kennel and spend 2-3 hours with them, and they will start coming out of their shell.
It's a win for the dogs.
Making them happy, seeing them smile and wag their tail makes me happy.
And it's also a win for Michael.
When I'm with them, I feel like I'm happy here.
Olivia.
I love animals. It's always been my dream to work with animals.
And for all of the other young adults who are learning the skills to succeed. In Wisconsin, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
Karina Reichman is a city kid done good. She's currently in the process of willing her dreams into reality, making the leap from a lifelong live music fan to a working musician with an ever-expanding fan base of her own. Ahead of her headlining show next month at Webster Hall, she welcomed our Steve Lacey into her home to show us how she arrived at this moment.
All I wanted to do as a kid was see live music and play live music, and that's still all I want to do.
And she's doing it. Now Karina Reichman's getting ready for the next big leap forward in her musical career, a May 10th headlining show at Manhattan's legendary Webster Hall.
It's insane. Yeah. It's literally insane. This is like the honor of my life. And the idea that I'm in a band that can play Webster Hall is still I can't process it. It's really crazy.
But as Karina gives me the local TV exclusive tour of her Upper West Side childhood bedroom.
Oh, Motorhead, I caught Lemon's Picks. Wow. That's a big one.
The thing that's crazy is it's kind of not that crazy. The ticket stubs that line her walls bear witness to the long, diverse musical journey that led her to this moment.
Oh, wow. Alice in Chains at the Garden.
The Stones with Lady Gaga.
Big one, big one. Prince. Oh, this was big. I saw Guar. I saw 2 Nights of the Disco Biscuits. I saw Fish 4 times. The Radio, Soul Coughing, Shabuzi, Modest Mouse.
We weren't going to get the guitar out of her hands. That was clear. No lessons.
Yeah.
No lessons.
Self-taught.
Self-taught.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah. And we were like, cool.
And now, in a testament to Karina's musical chops, charisma, and overall joie de vivre, many of Reichman's favorite childhood musicians have become people she jams with. What's it been like, this sort of the evolution of going from being fans of these people to sort of peers and people you play with?
It literally shocks me every time. I'm like, Warren Haynes is asking me to sit in with it. Like, I'm flabbergasted.
Buoyed by the success of her 2023 album Joyride, it's a journey that appears to be taking her and her fans somewhere special.
I'm a confident live performer, but like I'm still just like becoming a songwriter, feeling confident, you know, in that kind of role. And it's just crazy to see people enjoy your song.
Every time.
That was our Steve Lacey reporting. And while Karina's shows keep getting bigger, Webster Hall holds 1,500 people. She says she'll keep up her tradition of heading straight to the merch booth the second the show is over to make sure she takes a selfie or signs an autograph for as long as it takes until every fan goes home happy. It's a walk down memory lane on the second floor of the Paley Museum. The latest exhibit, Classic TV Comes to Life, features original costumes, artifacts, and sets from classic television shows. From The Honeymooners to I Love Lucy, The Love Boat to Fonzie from Happy Days. Taking us back in time to the days of no internet or smartphones, just good old TV shows that left a stamp in TV history. The exhibit will be on display until May 25th. Another check of your forecast. Today, gonna feel like summer. Temps reach the 80s. Tonight, there is a threat of a shower. And tomorrow, another great day with lots of sun. Don't go away. We'll be right back with some important health news. But first, here's the 7-day forecast for the week ahead. Welcome back to Good Day Weekend. Here's a look at your Saturday forecast. Today is going to feel like summer with temps reaching the 80s. Tonight, a threat of a shower. Tomorrow, another great day with lots of sun. This week on the 5 o'clock news, Dr. Jane Morgan from Hello Heart joined Stephen and Natasha to discuss the debate over white versus brown rice, plus an FDA warning about fake Ozempic drugs flooding the marketplace. Here's a look at what she had to say.
So it's funny, we were both talking. We've been sort of trained to think that brown rice is better for us than white rice, but I guess there's a little bit of a complication there. Walk us through why brown rice could have more arsenic than the white rice.
Even Natasha was absolutely correct in that brown rice has more fiber and more nutrients. But as it turns out, the processing that occurs with creating white rice, which means eliminating that outer layer, actually eliminates the arsenic as well, because the arsenic accumulates in that outer layer of the brown rice that we actually retain for those fiber, for that fiber and those nutrients as well.
So should we be concerned? Should we avoid brown rice? What's your expertise on that?
So the way we get arsenic into this brown rice, it comes from volcanic ash and other types of rocks that emit types of arsenic, but also pesticides. It generally is not a concern for adults. For children less than 5 years of age, because they consume so many more calories in relation to their body weight, there is some concern, and the FDA has put out just an advisory to beware, especially in those rice cereals, especially for babies.
Oh, makes sense, right? Yeah, rice and a lot of things, obviously. Well, a warning about fake Ozempic. The FDA and the drugs manufacturer say a counterfeit version's already been seized, and there may be more in the U.S. market. All right, so walk us through exactly what this investigation found.
So once again, as we see with so many things, counterfeit, people making money on other people's needs and their medications. And so we've got this big batch, fairly large batch of Ozempic that is possibly fake. It has a very specific serial number. So if you are taking Ozempic, check your serial number. That serial number starts with 517. 46517. If you have a serial number that starts with those numbers, then make certain you contact your physician immediately. Not only is the Ozempic fake, it turns out that the package insert with the instructions as well as the needle that are included are also fake.
Yeah, this is very alarming. I mean, walk us through and just share with the viewers how dangerous it could be if you take this fake version.
Ozempic, even without being a fake version, certainly has side effects, and you certainly don't want those side effects compounded by a version that is not actually the real thing. And so we're always concerned about gastroparesis, or the inability of your stomach to empty, right? Because part of how it works, Ozempic, is by slowing the emptying of your stomach. And we don't want you to have even more extreme versions of some of those very rare side effects as well. So make certain you check that serial number, 517-46517. And if those numbers are the first numbers of your serial numbers, please stop using that medication. Contact your physician immediately.
We'll be right back with a look at what you missed this week on Good Day New York. But first, let's look at the weather for the week ahead. Welcome back to Good Day Weekends. Checking your forecast. Today is going to feel like summer. Temps reach the 80s. Tonight there is a threat of a shower, and tomorrow another great day with lots of sun. The New York International Auto Show is celebrating its 125th anniversary. Ryan Christopher takes us to the Javits Center to give us a front seat view of the coolest and exotic vehicles on the market.
Here at the 125th annual New York Auto Show, International New York Auto Show, we have to mention this is one of 4 original Chrysler 6s. This is one of the original prototypes, and it is 125 years old. Yes, this was in the original New York Auto Show at Madison Square Garden back in the year 1900. And Ryan Nagodi, well, he wasn't there back in 1900, but he's here today. Ryan, thank you for your time.
Good to meet you. Thank you for having us.
Of course, this is really cool, because that's what this year is really all about. Think about it. 125 years ago, this bad boy was inside of Madison Square Garden, and you see how far we've come here with Chrysler. What does it mean for you guys to be able to show a little bit of history with the brand?
This is amazing. It's great to have this vehicle finally back. 100 years ago, Chrysler debuted this vehicle. We said this is a prototype. So this is the only last surviving prototype existing. And it was really about innovation at that time. And that's what we're celebrating here. We're celebrating a century of innovation. Some pretty cool stuff. This was one of the first vehicles to have hydraulic brakes at all 4 corners. Awesome, low design, high compression engine. I mean, this was really ahead of its time.
I wouldn't drive this around the city today, though, right? Watch out for the potholes.
It will look pretty good if you're doing it, though.
Yeah, styling for sure.
Yeah,
and speaking of styling, I mean, this is really what Chrysler is best known for, right?
Yeah, so this is, you know, we looked at the 24. That's our past. This is our present. This is our Chrysler Pacifica PHEV. So it's a plug-in hybrid. This is fashioned in our S model. It's got an awesome Fathom blue exterior finish. You see dark accents, black finishes throughout. But it is a people mover. It's all about, you know, riding in style, and that's kind of where we feel the Chrysler brand's going.
And last but certainly not least, you talk about style. Look at this Stellantis right here. This is a concept vehicle taking us into the future. This looks more like a spaceship than a car.
Yes, this is our 24 model year Chrysler Halcyon concept. So we debuted this. This is the first time that's actually come into the New York Auto Show, which is awesome to have everyone be able to come down and see it.
Yeah, and can we get in?
We can get in.
All right, let's get in. Come on, guys. So I'll get in the back. You can be the driver today, Ryan. It's Ryan and Ryan on the road.
Yep.
So talk to us a little bit about the technology. I mean, as I said, I feel like we're more in a spaceship than a car.
Yeah, this is an awesome, really an awesome innovation experience for Chrysler. It is about road tripping. It's about that kind of open air experience. You see the amount of glass that's in this vehicle. Yeah. The seats rotate back. It's an autonomous level, so you actually the steering wheel folds away, and it is a road tripping vehicle. You can look up to the stars. Pretty cool. A lot of tech packed in, but done in a tasteful way.
And now, in the future, if this vehicle comes to be, this would be part gas, part electric, correct?
Yeah. So this is based on our Stella frame, Stella platform, which allows for multi-energy, so both BEV and gasoline. This is fashioned in our BEV, but it's showing where the future of Chrysler can really be, and I think the future is bright.
We'll be right back with a look at what you missed this week on Good Night New York. But first, let's look at the weather for the week ahead.